Hey guys, this is Laurel. How are you today? It is Sunday today, the 20th, and it is snowing. It's been snowing since yesterday, which isn't too bad because we originally were supposed to get snow on Thursday into Friday. That didn't happen, thank God. But it's been snowing since midday yesterday. It was supposed to start Saturday night, but it started earlier Saturday. Nothing that's stuck, but the real stuff didn't really start until probably about mid-afternoon, late afternoon, mid to late afternoon. And by the time we woke up, yep, it snowed. I think we got about a foot of snow. Thankfully, I did not have to go shovel. Husband and minions. Cheers to them. I used to shovel, don't get me wrong, and I still do when I need to. You know, when I come home and I'm the first one home and I need to get in a driveway, that kind of thing. But other than that, no. Me and snow, we're not friends at all. I just don't like it. And I live in the snow belt area of my state. Anyway, not my state, but of my county, whatever it is. Anyway, there's a lot of snow on the ground, and it's on and off. It snowed overnight, then it turned to rain, then it turned to a little freezing rain. Now it's in between right now. Anyway, the boys, the men's are off, excuse me, plowing my mother-in-law's driveway because the father-in-law is away and he's coming back tomorrow. My visual may look a little different because I found a webcam in the closet. Didn't know it was there. And it's an HD webcam, and I'm trying to finagle it. And right now I have the autofocus on, and I know it does that like little noise that's really annoying, but I'm still trying to figure it out. So this first time I tried taking the autofocus off, and it wasn't the best. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm also testing because it's got 2 speakers on the side, so hopefully you can hear me, because I'm not doing this again because this is take 2. Well, take 1 was more of a trial. So, hope everyone's doing well. I know a bunch of other places is having snow as well. Michigan, Karen, did you guys have snow? I think you guys were having snow. But yeah, my least favorite time of year. Okay. What are we doing today? Today, first, welcome to all the new subscribers, and hi to everyone who's been here before. Oh man, they just got back. That means I have to pause. Okay. I'm going to keep going until they come inside, and then I'll pause, and we'll see where I cut it. Anyway, today it's just, I was going to pull out all my whips, but I didn't get around to it. Oh, and the hair's a mess, and it's just one of those I don't care days, so this isn't like production level stuff, right? So I was going to pull out all my whips. They're a lot. I've been saying that for a while. I just didn't get around to it, so I may make another video tomorrow since it's a holiday. We'll see. But I'm going to do a little chat in the beginning. I debated whether to do it at the beginning or the end, and I'll just get it over with now. And then we'll get into the yarny stuff. A couple of finished items and just stuff. So, as you saw, I am using Debbie's cup. I'm having what I call milk tea. It's Earl Grey tea, 2 bags, and it's the bold flavor, extra bold, which is more Earl Grey flavor, I guess, with raw honey and lactose-free milk. Anyway, so what I wanted to talk about briefly, because I am very, this is a word I was going to look up and I didn't, uneloquent, not so very eloquent when it comes to certain topics, or, but I wanted to talk about, briefly about the discussions happening on Instagram right now. So if anyone knows about it and it's not their cup of tea, no pun intended, or they just don't want to listen, then have a great day. or you can fast forward to the end, or if it's really not your cup of tea and you decide to disengage, i.e. unsubscribe, do what makes you happy. Do you. So I'm sure many of you, or most of you, or maybe all of you have seen the discussions going on about inclusion, representation. I've mentioned this like a couple of times before here, prior to the boiling point that's happened over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. I am not a very vocal person when it comes to a lot of things. If you cross me, I'll let you know, but when it comes to just big discussions, I'm not very good at it, so I tend not to be very vocal about it. But, you know, these discussions have been going on, or attempted to go on, for a while on Instagram. Lady Yarn is one in particular who's been mentioning it for quite a while, but no one's been listening. I may have to pause because the minions are, I hear the door unlocking. But no one's been listening, like I said, and like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I believe her name is Karen Templer, the French bag lady, wrote a post about her impending trip to India, and I guess her descriptions and her wordings were not very culturally sensitive, and she was called out on it, and she apologized, but I guess the apology wasn't much of an apology. It was about, from what I could discern from other people's reaction, it was more of a, woe is me, it's all about me, I'm sorry for what I did. Are
you recording?
Let me pause. Okay, so where was I? You may see minions walking back and forth. So yeah, her apology was not well received, and it just, things escalated from there, or sorry, fiber. Escalated, or maybe that's not the right word. Things, let's just go with escalated from there. So this is just to say, you know, there are people there who, there are many people who shared their stories. I haven't spoken up so much because I haven't had the same experiences that they have. That doesn't mean to say that I haven't had experiences, but not so much as what they've had. And it just felt inadequate almost to pipe in, and I didn't know what to say. Let's just say that. But some of the stories have been pretty discouraging. The nappy knitter, who she is in England. No, she's French. She's in France. And she wrote about her experience, and she was teaching at a festival, and someone walked in, because there was a monitor, I guess, showing what she was doing, and somebody walked in and said, oh, they let black people teach now. I mean, you want to say it's 2019, but, you know, the year, whenever it is, doesn't really matter. It's people's minds, people's thoughts, people's way of thinking is what matters, and it could be 2025 and 2050, and you'll still have people who still think that way, still refuse to change the way they think. Like I said, I don't say what I need to say, or have a more eloquent way of saying things. I will put Kalisha, the Quirky Monday craft cast, I will put her last video, link to her last video down below. Towards the end of her video, she did this she posted this in her stories on Instagram, but she also included it in the video, and I think she words a lot of it a lot better. I've seen stories where people of color, and the hashtag going around is BIPOC, is Black, Indigenous, People of Color. So this isn't just about black and white. This is about Black, Asian, Spanish, Latino, all of the non-white people this includes, because we've all had the same or very similar experiences at one point or another. But Kalisha does a really good job about expressing what she's feeling. But a lot of the stories, a couple of indie dyers who, black indie dyers who have had people try to have their colorways duplicated by other dyers because they don't want to buy from a black dyer. It's just, it's so hard to wrap your head around it sometimes, because you want to believe that things have gotten better, and they have, but it's just so much of the same all the time. No one's asking for handouts. No one's asking for freebies. They're just asking to be included. We're asking to be included, not just to show people of color as models inside the magazine, but on the cover, to have the designers in the magazines, to have the indie dyers use the yarns from indie dyers to make the projects that are being featured. Just all of it. We make the same things that everybody does. It's the same yarns, it's the same patterns that we use. You know, the dyers use the same dyes, they just use it in different ways. Why is it so difficult to shop from a person of color? And I've gotten the sense that a lot of people who have followed others, probably myself included, have used this whole discussion as a as permission to follow or to like or to purchase from. And it's a little sad. It's nice that they're here, and maybe they truly didn't know, but from a lot of the comments, that's what it feels like to me. My opinion, my take on how I'm seeing some of it going around. So here's to hopefully things getting better. I'm not naive enough to know that, to think that it's going to all get better just from this one discussion, but now that it's involved a lot of the bigger names, a lot of people have been called out, put on notice, people have unsubscribed from other people. There's some, I almost said overreaction, but it's not, because everyone's entitled to their take on things and their feelings on things. But there are some people who, when some people have spoken up, people have been called to speak up, and when they have, it's almost like they're being shot down, and I think that kind of goes against what we're trying to do in the first place. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, because I know if I keep talking, I will just butcher things. So, if you're still here, thank you for still being here, and if not, see ya, Auf Wiedersehen, so long, happy trails. Alright, on that note, I'm going to get to the yarny stuff, but first, I need to take this off because, how old do you guys think I am? The gray hair probably gives it away, but I seriously think I'm in menopause. I'm a person who's always cold, has always been cold. My hands are always cold, my feet are always cold. And over the last, like, 3 weeks or so, I've just been experiencing hot flashes, and I am not happy. I remember there were a couple of people who had said, oh, they had hot flashes. I'm like, oh, I can't wait because I'm always cold. I'd welcome it. No, 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 no. It creeps up on you, and it feels like you're boiling from the inside out, and it's not pleasant. And I was really looking forward to it because I just wanted to feel warm all the time, but it's not a good kind of warm. It's highly uncomfortable. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go on to yarn. What are we doing? I tried to write down some notes. Pardon me. Let's see. Oh, I mentioned that I'm using a new setup. I hope the sound is better. Minion 1 just tried to help me with an old microphone he had, and it just wasn't sounding right. It was very low with the microphone, and it was sounding, it sounds like sand is being thrown against the house. That's the snow right now. It's just frozen. Probably just frozen rain. But anyway, the microphone he tried to help me with sounds like I'm in a tin can or something. So hopefully this works because I'm not re-recording. And if I'm dabbing, hot flashes, people. Oh God. Anyway, so no particular order because I'm not in a good frame of mind right now. Nothing bad. I'm just all over the place. I had posted on Instagram maybe 3 weeks ago that I bought myself a set of Chaogu needles, the full set. So excited it came, and I opened it, yay, I took the picture, but I didn't go through all the tips. Turns out that 4 of them were bent. Now the Chaogus are very light and hollow, so it was shipped in the case that it comes in and in an Amazon plastic bag, not a box. I've had like the tiniest things from Amazon shipped in a big box, and this they sent in a plastic bag. So I don't know if it got crushed, but both of the 5.5 millimeter tips, one of the 5 millimeter tips, and one of I think the 6 millimeter, all were dented. So I had to send that back. I got refunded, and what they refunded, instead of refunding to my card that I used, they put it on a gift card, which I was very upset about, but I've used it to repurchase, and hopefully it'll be in next week. So that's one. What else? What am I doing? Oh, I'm gonna have to pause again because I left something over there. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's just go any order. I had shown this from I'm hooked up to the computer and it's going to sleep. I had shown this from the pattern release. I think I may have done like a little pattern fatigue because I had a few of them come out all within the same time last year, and this one didn't generate any traffic. I'm not pining for sales, I'm just stating a fact. But anyway, I had a custom order request for one in a lighter color, so I did 2. So these are it. This is they're both in Thick and Quick, and this is the wheat colorway and the pom-pom that I made, as well as this, and this is in the fisherman colorway. The person chose this, so this will go in inventory. So this needs to go out as soon as she makes the purchase on Etsy. The other thing that I did, oh, hang on, you can do it. Oh, there he is in the dark. Okay, it's weird not having the camera to see what I'm doing. What am I showing? So the other thing that I finished was this Lovey, Brown Girl Lovey. This is for no one in particular. I had this bun, Afro Puff, there for a while. It's part of my whip stash that I need to go through, and this fell out. So I'm like, oh. So this is actually, normally you make like a pom-pom and trim it to be the bun. This is the actual, what is this? I'm not pausing again. Do you need me to pause again?
I'll do it.
Ah, good.
We're taking a break here, folks. Which button do I press?
The red one. Okay, I'm back. And now I'm cold, so the jacket's back on. Anyway, where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, this. The bun is the Lion Brand boa. I think it was the boa. One of those type of fashion yarns that I just held with, I think a Karen Simply Soft. And I just crocheted a circle and used that instead of the bun. So there's no chance of any pom-pom things coming out. So that's that. And that's her. She's got some eyelashes here. And this is, I don't remember which, but one of those points, like, I think this was the 12-point one. It's one of them on Ravelry, and if I can remember which one I use, I will put it in the description bar, but yeah, I'm looking for a good one for a boy other than a granny square, because when you attach the head, it always looks like a skirt, and I haven't figured out a good one that's just not so dress-like. But then again, who cares? So this is her in all her glory. Now this autofocus is on, so if you're hearing that little clicky noise, I apologize. I haven't figured that out yet. So yeah. Ooh, and I still need to put my tag on it, but yeah, that's her. I am also working on, if I can find it, is this it? Yeah. I'm also working on a second one, because, what was I using this yarn for? I was using this yarn for something. I don't recall. Oh, I used this, was part of Christmas presents I made for my niece and all the purple cowls and stuff that I made. So I'm just doing a circle granny square. It started as a circle, and then it turned it into a granny square. And this is another, pretty sure it's another one that I got off of Ravelry, and I will put it down below. So there's that. I haven't made the head and arms yet, so I have this much left to do that. So this will be the sleeves. So it'll match up when I attach the arms here. And then we shall see how far we go. So that'll be another lovey. The other thing that I did, that I am going to do a swap with somebody, is now, for any cat lovers out there, no disrespect, but I'm not a cat person, but this is my favorite amigurumi pattern. I think this was the first amigurumi I made, for some reason. I'm pretty sure it was the first, and I've made quite a few of them. I think I have maybe 5 or 6 of them listed on Ravelry, but that's not all of them that I've made. There's some that I can't find the pictures I took to add them to Ravelry, and some that I've made that I just never got around to putting a project on Ravelry. But I think I've probably made upwards of 20 of these since I started making them. So yeah. Oh, and this is in homespun. All this, except for the nose and eye embroidery, it's all homespun. And I was trying to use up scraps for this one. So yeah, crochet besties. That is that. Oh, let me refer to my notes. The other thing I am making, pardon me, my bra sleeve just refuses to stay up. So I think last time I said I was going to make this. This is a pattern. Glare. George the Giant Bunny. So it's a pattern that it's a leaflet I got off AC Moore. Right from AC Moore. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I planned on not making it giant, but because originally I planned on not making it giant, but because I wanted to use stash, I had some yarn that I hadn't been using, namely this one, which is Loops and Threads Impeccable, and this is in the colorway Holland, and I believe they've discontinued this color. I have to go check to see, but I'm pretty sure they've discontinued this colorway, so I decided I'd use it. But then I had some Red Heart that I had bought for the orange and pink giraffe that I made for somebody in December. And I had extras because I bought extras. I wasn't sure which colors that she would choose. So I decided to use that. I am definitely not going to have enough yarn because this bunny really is giant. So I did the first ear, and when I was done, I'm like, holy cow. Sorry, it's at the bottom. Trying not to make a mess, and I'm making a mess. So basically, the one ear, and it's double-stranded. It's a strand of Loops and Threads and a strand of Red Heart. And my goal was to put it in my front door. We don't use that as an entrance. I was just going to sit it there just to, as decor, and one also to probably scare the living daylights out of people. Startle them, I should say, not scare them. But look how big this thing is. Like, this is my head. It is as long as my arm. Look, top. Long as my arm. It's gonna be huge. Just the ear. It looks like a, like the what do you call it? The Flintstones, Bam Bam, the club that he had. That's what this looks like. That's insane. So I am definitely not going to have enough yarn of just what I was going to use. I had 2.5 skeins of this one, and then the red heart was pretty in pink. Definitely not going to have enough, and I was planning on going to buy extra just to finish it, but nope, it's about stash busting. So I have, I'm bending a whole lot here. Whoops. I have a whole, this is the pretty in pink, and it's being blown out, seriously. Yeah, it's pink, but it's not this glowy pink. Because of the snow out there, I thought the lighting would be good, but it wasn't, so I had to turn on the hot light. So that's the pretty in pink that I've used so far, but I also have shocking pink. It's brighter on camera, but it is really pink. And then I also have this, which is Arbor Rose from Loops and Threads. So he's going to become a patchwork giant, because I am refusing to go and buy any more yarn, because yeah, I have enough here that I can make it work. Excuse me. I can Tim gun it and make it work. And I have other similar colorways, and I have a bright orange in the Loops and Threads if I need to. Does the Holland have orange in it? No, it's got a chartreusey green and shades of pink and red. But we will make it work. He will be a patchwork. I am going to make him again, but I'm going to make him with single strand and to see how big he turns out. Anyway, I think he'll still be pretty big, but once this is done, yeah. I've got extra, I have a lilac color and an aqua color from AC Moore. Yeah, I'm just going to make him patchwork. Springy colors. That's the intent, was supposed to be the spring bunny to be in the front, but we'll see. On and on and on I go. So that's in progress. I had some scraps left over, so I did a Kalina headband. Do I have it upside down? I have it upside down. I just haven't put my label on it yet. So, did I show this last time? I did. The big balls. I have some scraps to add to my scrap balls down there, so we shall see. What else am I working on? I am working on a baby hat, if I can find it. What did I do with it? I took it with us. Yesterday was hubby's birthday, and we went out to eat. And I always take yarn with me, something small. But I didn't even get to work on it, and I took it out, and I have no idea what I just did with it. Wow. No idea. Oh, there it is. So I am working on, I have a commission for 3 hats. One newborn. Oh my gosh, I'm all tangled. It's so used to having my phone and being able to see what I'm doing. A newborn. This is in Lion Brand jeans yarn. I think it's in the classic colorway. No, it's in the, no, don't have the label. I think it's in the brand new colorway. So it's the darker jean color. So that's just getting started. That's the newborn. I'm doing it on 5mm. And after that, and I'm double stranding, because there's no way I get, because I have to get it done by the first week in February. And that will be 3 hats. So there's no way single strand I would get that done. I'm not quite there yet. I'm getting better with the thinner yarns, but not quite there. So I still have to do one for the mom and one for the dad, because she wanted it, the grandma to be, wanted it to be a set. And the blue was the wedding colors. They had a navy blue color. So there's that. There's a mess on the floor all of a sudden. Anyway, my corner to corner blanket that I was repurposing, the old mermaid tail, haven't touched that at all. I plan to, I just haven't. The other thing that I'm working on, oops, I want to shake the cord. I am doing just a granny square. I'm writing this up as I go. It's your basic granny square. I'm doing, I think, the middle just slightly different, because I don't like the sharp point of a triangle shawl. And I was trying for something a little bit rounder, still with a V, but a little rounder. And this didn't come out quite as round as I like, but it's not quite as sharp. And it's pretty far so far. I'm not done. I had, oh, ball roll, hang on. I had two big, this is Loops and Threads Charisma again, and this is, I forget what the name of this colorway is. This always reminds me of Randy, from Randy's Random Ramblings. Why do we always get that wrong? Yeah, Randy's Random Ramblings. Yes. So her colors, I think hers are like pink. There might be a tinge of red and gray and black in there. Hers, the one that she likes, ooh, I'm pulling out my stitches, is, it's a Premier yarn that she likes. I have a couple of skeins, not the same colorway, but a couple of skeins of that yarn. But I had huge balls of this because I had started a project double-stranded, and then I ended up frogging it. So I had these two balls just sitting there, and last night, even though I was working on something else, I just got inspired to do that. So that's that. I wrote it up. It's really quick, just like a granny square should be, but I am really rubbish at edgings, of putting on a nice edging. I end up usually just going simple. I had an idea for some, I wrote this up and it was done, just, you know, make it as big as you want, but then late last night, a thought of an edging. I saw a stitch pattern on YouTube, and I thought of using it for an edging, but we'll see. So that ball's almost done, and then I have one other skein which I'm going to use for the edging because the dye-lot of that skein is a little different, and the pink of that last skein has a little more of a reddish hue to it than these, so I think it would do good for an edging. So this, whoops, this can be done in any weight, and you just keep going until it's as big as you want. And this was like the first test that I did. And you can see like the bottom is a little, it's rounder. It's not the deep V, it's a little bit of a round. And that's what I want. So I think when this gets washed a little, it'll be more rounded. So that was my test of that. And I've not seen, it's nothing rocket science, I've not seen the center done that way before. It probably has, but I haven't seen it, so that's why I'm writing it up. And if I change my mind and don't do a edging, then it will, I'll just need to format it in my pattern format and look for testers. I still haven't figured out the testing group, because I want, if I use that, I want to set up like a Google page where I can send people to sign up, because I've been watching what other people do, and I like that idea because you can keep track of it better that way. So I'm still figuring it out. But if I decide not to do the edging, then it'll be ready to call for testers sooner than I thought. So yeah, that's that. Have I done anything else? Yep, I don't know if I showed that, but it's just another headband from scraps that I had, or leftovers. It wasn't quite scraps, it was just leftover yarn. Notes. I think that's it. That's all I have. Oh, there was someone who commented on one of my videos, said hi, and wanted me to consider doing a shout out, so why not? I did watch a couple of her videos. Her name is, I think she said it was Shelly Ann. Let's see, Sherry Ann. But she goes by Mimi, Yarning with Mimi, because that's what her grandkids call her. So, hi Sherry Ann, Mimi. I did watch a couple of her videos. I am still way behind after Vlogmas and everything. I have not caught up with people. Speaking of video, oh, so before I move on, so I'm sure all you guys probably know, I'm pretty sure I've heard her name before, so you guys probably know who I'm talking about, but if not, I will put her link below, so go say hi and go check out her videos. She does a lot of charity crocheting. She knits too, because I saw some of the dishcloths that she knits as gifts and stuff, so go check her out. But as far as videos, the 10 non-yarny things about me, wow. That's awesome. I think last count there are 57 videos in that playlist, so which is awesome. I'm pretty sure I've caught up with everybody. If not, there may be one that I'm halfway through, but I think I'm caught up. But wow, you guys, awesome. It's been, this kind of all goes with what's happening on Instagram. How much more we have in common with each other than that we have different, and why I find it so difficult that people find it hard to follow somebody different, you know, or buy from somebody different. It's the yarn, it's the creations that we make. So it was just, what's the word, it was encouraging to see that so many people have done it. That hey Rose, kudos to you. She tagged a couple of big names that she didn't think watched her or would even participate, and Crystal did. I remember watching Crystal. I will say that I wasn't subscribed. A lot of people I watched for a long time and I didn't subscribe, but I remember watching her when her channel was like a few thousand big, and now she's like out there. So kudos to you, Rose, for doing that. And then Crystal tagged a couple of people who also participated. The same with the Nervous Knitter. Is it Nervous Knitter? There's another podcaster called the Nervous Knitter. I think it's the Nervous Knitter. But she did it as well. And if it's not right, I'll put the right name on the screen, and I'll put the links below to them. But she did it, and I remember watching her videos because she always did stitch tutorials in the beginning. And I remember watching her before her channel blew up as well. So that's cool. And Creative Grandma did it as well. So it's great. Just again, just hearing how much people have more in common with each other. Like, there are a lot of you out there who can't swim, so not that it's such a great thing, but you know, you're not alone. It's not such an anomaly. So this has been absolutely wonderful. So thank you guys all for participating, and if you haven't, please still do one. Kalisha, I don't know if, I think maybe Hannah tagged you, but if she didn't, I commented on one of your videos and you're tagged. Off the top of my head, I can't think of other people just off the top of my head right now, but pass it around, have them share. It's cool. People have shared so many personal things. I am awed and amazed that you guys were comfortable enough to do that, and I'm thankful that you shared, and I hope we continue to make this community what we really think it is and support each other. Yeah. So that's my spiel. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting something, which will come to me like it always does for all of us as soon as we end the video. So again, hopefully my Chow Glue needles come in one piece. I'll be very upset if it doesn't again. Pretty sure I ordered from somebody different. But anyway, I'm forgetting something. I know I am, but it'll wait. Oh, see, I knew I was. What did I do with it? Hang on, I must pause again. This is going to be so long. I've had to warm my tea 3 times, so much so that the tea bag broke and I'm drinking tea leaves. Hey, Debbie. So, impromptu giveaway, and I really hope that you will only participate if you really want it, because I'm trying to go through my whips and use what I have and not add to it. So I hope you guys do the same and only participate if you really want this and if you're going to use it. When I first learned to knit, which was 3 years now ago, 3.5 years ago, you know, when you get into it, you just buy all the things. So I went on Jimmy Bean's wool, yeah, and I bought some of their needles. And some of the needles that I was using, I didn't like the cords, so I figured, and these were your basic needles that you bought, the boys from Walmart and where, I didn't like the cords, so I figured, oh, I saw they had these flexible cords, oh, that'll be great. Not so much. Oh, goodness gracious, the heat wave is coming again. So unfair. So unfair. Okay. Oh, goodness. It's such a horrible feeling. Bear with me. Oh, it creeps up from down, and it's like all here, and it just, you're boiling from the inside. Anyway, the needles. I bought a whole bunch. A bunch. Circulars, because I like circulars. I will try the straights and then go right back to circulars. So I bought their flexible ones, and I find it just doesn't work for me at all. And then I also tried their square ones. There was, what's her name? She does the amigurumi, and she always crochets in the back loop. I follow her on Instagram, and I can't think of her name at all. But she likes to use them. I think they're cubics. And I thought, why not? No, not for me. Not the way I hold it. It digs into my hand. So right now I think I have more. I have another one, but I can't find it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circular needles. 24-inch, 16-inch, 16, 16, 16. 16 is my jam because I do hats. 24-inch I got because I was doing the, I think I bought those. I was doing the cowl by the Bakery Bears, the handbrake cowl, which I started. I'm pretty sure it's in a bag somewhere, a quarter of the way done. So I needed 24, and I didn't have that. But anyway, they are 5-inch ones, 4-inch ones, mostly 4s, but one 5-inch. So the 24 is a 4.5. Yeah, I'm getting used to this. You won't see it. Take my word for it. There is an 8mm square, 16-inch. There is a 6mm 16-inch round, regular, a 6mm square 16-inch, and a 5.5mm regular rounded. So basically this long-winded spiel was that I'm going to give this away to anyone who is really, really, truly interested. I don't want you to add stuff to your stash that you're not going to use just because it's a giveaway. You know, because we really want to make use of what we have and really need what we have. I'm kind of not, but kind of Marie Kondoing myself and trying to, does it bring joy? And these definitely do not spark joy. So, not for me, but they may for somebody else. So, it's got yarn lint attached to it. So, if you're interested in 5, maybe 6 if I find the other one, but 5 needles, they're very pointy, by the way. Um, you may be able to hear Minion 1 on his game yelling. Flexible needles. It says the cords won't kink, curl, or knot, but I need something with firmness, and these just don't do it for me. So, yeah. Comment below. Yes, I want it. Please don't mention giveaway. Just yes, I want it. And by my next episode, I don't like to do these things going for a long period of time. So by my next episode, I will find, I will pull somebody who's really interested and send this off to you. So on this long babbling note, I hope it's not, I hope this worked. I hope one of the tests I did, it, the sound was glitchy and the sound cut off for like, maybe like 30 seconds on one part. So I hope that doesn't happen. And I'm sure editing will take a while since this is new. That's it. I will talk to you guys later. Like Jane says, choose to be kind, support each other. Just go check it out. You don't have to buy anything, but just, you know, go follow somebody and see what else is out there. It may spark interest. A color you never thought to use. A color used in a way you never thought to use it in that way. It's just, it's all about the yarn and the craft and the community. Make it a real community. Oh geez, look at that. The snow is picking up again. I think the severe weather warning is on till 7 o'clock today, so that's almost more than 24 hours that it's been on. So it's only 2:14 right now, and I am going to say see you later. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys maybe tomorrow if I decide to go through my whips. I really need to do that. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.